G'day fellas, and welcome to another free-for-all nomad quick match game. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Rocky River, and boy oh boy, have a look at this. Why do we have all of the kings? Look at they're all together. Oh my lord, look at this. Three king, wait, oh no, it's Joan of Arc and it's a king. Okay, never mind. We got three monarchs on the screen, but anyway, look at them. Oh my, dude. Bro, there's nobody on the bottom. Why does this happen? Why does this? I don't get it. I really don't get it. What's going on with the map scripting, map code? It's got to be something to do with these silly maps. Because at the moment, the way that it's working is that Quick Match is giving us all the Quick Match maps. I've heard a little birdie say that they might be changing it. They might be looking at changing it. They might be looking at making it only mega random. There's also a new map called Land Mega Random that they're going to be putting in as well, which, in fact, sorry, is already in. But I suspect they'd probably include that as well. But boy, oh boy, we are in for a treat. Everybody is on top of each other. Look at these two guys. And see, this is where I wish we had chat, because if you've watched any of my free-for-all games, chat is a really important part of when you start off playing FFA, because you need to be cussing out these guys. You need to be like, yo, yellow, get out of here. This is my land. This is my homeland. This is my people's land. We've lived here for thousands of years, and now we're making a town center here. You need to get out. You need to get on out. And then Yellow is going to be hitting back like, no, this is mine. This is where you're wrong. The Ottomans and the Byzantines have fought over this land for generations, and we will not give up. We will not surrender. And now we see villagers in the town center. King. Oh, no. King should escape. He needs to focus the vills, though. You got to focus the vills. Look at the villagers. Oh, my God. Oh, no way. But just kill the village. I'm losing my mind. No. Oh, my God. You could have just killed the villagers building the town center, and it would have been all over Red Rover. What a start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rocky River. It's a pleasure to have your company today. Let's introduce our players here, because we've got an absolutely brilliant game ahead of us, that is for sure. Spawning in on the west side of the map in the color green, playing in the French trunks, we have got Istrabi 811. I think he's German. I feel either German. Yeah, he's got to be German. To his north, playing in the English, in the color pink, we've got Olaf Wololol Schultz, who also sounds maybe Schultz. What's that? That's not Dutch, Schultz. I feel like that's kind of German as well, right? German, Austrian, somewhere around that. Anyway, a little bit over towards his east in the color red, town center coming up at the 3-minute mark. We've got Chiron, playing as the Juicy Legacy. And to his north, in the color orange, playing as the English also, we've got Qual Dallas 3708. Towards their east, in the color teal, playing as the Joan of Arc, we've got Master of the Templar AoE, aka Corvinus 1. I was going to put an O there. I don't know why I was going to give him an O as well, but anyway, that's Corvinus 1. He is a pretty good player. Currently rank 1 on the ladder. This guy is ridiculous. 87% win rate. So we're going to be looking to watch him, see what he does, and how he can turn the game in his favor, because he's got 4 people around him. Speaking of which, to the east, in the color yellow and the color purple, best friends from the very beginning, we've got Hayari on the Byzantines and Siggy on the Ottomans. And it wouldn't be an Age of Empires 4 game without these two next to each other. Now, I don't know too much about history, but I do know when it comes to the Ottomans and the Byzantines, these guys aren't the best of friends. Have we got... Yeah, we got a little bit of housing right here. Oh, I totally forgot. I'm a little bit of a dero. You'll have to excuse me. It's an Australian slang term. It means a person who's probably not the brightest tool in the shed or the sharpest bulb. But anyway, the only person on the south side of the equator, as long as we move the map like this, spawning in the color blue as the English, and definitely sits as my current favorite for this event or for this game today, it's going to be Dero. So yeah, in Australia, the word Dero, I don't know if it's like an international thing, but in Australia, definitely, back in the good old days, you used to call people a Dero. You'd be like, oh, that guy's a Dero. That guy's an absolute Dero. Look at this. Early on in the game, the Conqueror 3, rank 1 player for FFA in Quick Match loses his scout. So just remember, guys, if you're losing your scout in FFA the same way I'm losing my scout in FFA, don't be worried. It happens to us all. You can't be keeping your eye on it all the time, and it's only natural that eventually you're going to run into a town center and you're going to ruin your day. But that's okay. It happens to the best of us. Anyway, let's check in over on this east side. This here is just like, to me, oh, hello. Hello. We got ourselves a little bit of Dark Age happening over here. Lamentinite coming out. Probably, do we have gold access? No available, no super close gold access. Let's ride on board with Payari, as he is going to take a little bit of a look-see around and see if he can spot out some gold. He's got lumber choppers towards that top side. Going to throw down an outpost as well. Man, I tell you what, this game could have been over for Payari at the very beginning of the game. I got a sneaky suspicion Payari, even though he's playing the Byzantines, maybe Persian, just judging by his name. So Payari, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you're from, but salam to you, my friend. Chitori, Khuvasti? I hope so. I'm sure you're doing well. Anyway, not doing well this game though. Not doing well this game. Was not doing well earlier. That's probably what he's thinking as he's watching this video. Like, yep, Drongo, I'm okay now, not before. Anyway, landmarks are starting to come down over on the west side. We got Strabi, who is going to be going for the School of Cavalry. Definitely another favorite. My only concern, even though he's very far away from everybody, there's not many resources here. I mean, you got the gold and you got things to get you going, right? You got a good wood line. Where's the nearest stone? It's kind of far away. It's not contested though. Meanwhile, for Olaf, he's actually up there on the ladder as well. Olaf, I think, if I remember correctly, Olaf's currently top 5 on the ladder. Not as high of a win rate, but as Salami, aka Corvinus, aka Master of the Templar AoE, who will change his name again within seconds of this being posted online. He will write a comment saying, Drongo, thanks for casting this, but now I need to change my name again. Yes. So one of the things that happens as you get more known in the community is that people will realize who you are, and then they'll try and snipe you. And I'm okay with that. That's why I play under the I play under different aliases depending on how I'm feeling. So at the moment I'm running with artificial general intelligence, where I role play as an AGI whose sole purpose exists to take out and defeat all players, human, in the game. I don't take out AI players because that would be we don't do AI on AI violence. Not in this household. But who knows what the next alias will be, and that's the thing with aliases, you never know. And remember that you can just go in and change your alias anytime you want. If you're playing on Steam, just change your Steam name and boom, that's it. Now all of a sudden people don't know who you are, where you're from, where you come from, all that good stuff. And if you really want to scare them, just change your name to Beastie, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, Beastie's in our game, we got to take him out. And then you just get focused, and that's a fun game, right? That's not a fun game. You should make your name definitely not Beastie. That way, people will know you're definitely not Beastie. I would totally think that's Beastie if I came up against a guy called Definitely Not Beastie. I'm like, this is totally Beastie. This has got to be him. There's no two ways about it. Council halls coming up all around the map. We can see him. 3 council halls and a rack's going to be coming up. CG has got that age up already through, so going to be heading into this mid game or early game as a favorite in the duo over here on that east side. Now, keep in mind, we do have some farms starting to come up here. This is always a little bit, it feels a little bit bad when you have to throw down these farms super duper early, but it's a necessity when you've got no food. And have a look at this spawn from Master of the Templar, aka Corvinus, aka Salami. Gonna go for now, go and push now with Joan of Arc. Going to try and look to pick up some villagers here. We'll be able to find some strong presence. You can see that the villagers are going to turn their attention towards Joan, but what they don't realize is Joan has got the ability. Oh, look at that. Look at that. One shot just comes in. Here she goes again. Sigi surrenders. He says goodbye. I've had enough. Where's the king, though? Where's the king? The king's right here. It's under the town center. I wonder if Corvinus is going to be able to reach it. You can see he knows exactly where it is. The landmark technically is destroyed by purple. Town center, you can see, oh, he spots out the town center and says, ooh, that's not good. Because now, you can see, hold on. Oh, is Payari going to snipe the king of Corvinus? He could totally do it if he wanted to. But the thing is, remember that Corvinus has got the ability to do the snipe. Ideally, I wouldn't even be attacking the king right now. I would just be sitting holding position. I would be waiting for the charge, because I think you need to use that charge. The deer's pushing the king! The deer's pushing the king, and now Payari's realized! He's going to look to try and push Joan off. Joan needs to get out of here. He's going to be surrounded. There's going to be no contest when it comes to this, and unfortunately, Joan pops the heal, gets a little bit more life. She's going to try and sprint her way out of it. We'll be able to find a little bit of longevity in this game. And now all of a sudden, Sigi, his king, sits still, but it remains healing. Joan heads back towards the base. Lamentinite now going to be chasing away the villagers. And they're going to fall back. Now, ideally, you'd want to keep that divine arrow because you want to try and get your opponent to focus down the monarch of your opponent, of the eliminated player, and then you try and get the snipe out. You can see that he's just coming in here. He's being annoying. I'd almost be tempted just to leave it, though. we do see that he is on water. Outpost has come up, and that's going to mean that only a matter of time. Jeez, this is a tough game right now. You can see how difficult this game is here for Master of the Templar, aka Corvinus. I tell you what, I wish I had a mod that just changed his name to Corvinus, man. It would be so much easier. Can I just call him Salami? I just want to call him... I can't call him Salami. I can't. He's the Wallalol god. Anyway, King is still alive. He's being held ransom at the moment. There's a lot of Lamentinai on the field. Can we check with Payari? How's he doing on the age up? Not even gathering gold at this stage of the game. He's not interested. He's happy playing the Dark Age. And now... heads back to the town center. What's going on? What's going on? Does Payari not know that he can get the king? No, he's going for it. He's going for it. He's going for it. He's not... Look, he's not paying attention. He's got to get it. This is it. He's going to secure it. 50 population. Denied from the best FFA player in the game currently. Corvinus 1. Gets denied out from him. And now... from here, he looks to expand. He says, I'm going to take a gold. I'm going to throw a second town center on it. I've already got my outpost down here. But Payari does get the age up through, so I apologize. I mustn't have seen that. He's going for the Grand Winery. Bit of an awkward spot down here. You know, you could have thrown the Grand... oh my god, imagine a Grand Winery right here. Probably wouldn't fit. Or a Grand Winery... jeez, the Byzantines on this map in the middle? Whew, that's kind of wow. That is kind of wow. Can you imagine that? That's so many longbows, dude. That is... I'm kind of tempted now. If I get this map, maybe I want to play the Byzantines and go for a mid-spawn. Because mid-spawns, I feel like, are totally underrated. A lot of players are moving towards the edges in these games. And naturally, what happens is you get these clumps like this. And if you can get a nice middle spawn, the same way Darrow's gotten today, you're feeling good about yourself. That is for sure. Meanwhile, over on the east, or rather, the top side of the map, the central top side. You know what? Over here, we've got ourselves a little bit of action early on. Have a look at this. Was going for an absolute banger of a meditation gardens, but Qualthalis says no Chiron, it's not happening. Is it Chiron or Kieran? I feel like it could be Kieran, and they've just spelt it like a tragedy. That could be the case. So Kieran, I'm sorry. Where I come from, Kieran's got an A in it. So I don't know. Maybe they just spell it differently wherever you're from. Chiron, Aaron, K-Ron. Whoa, I gotta be careful there. 1K short of a hate crime. All right, second TC now starting to come up on this west side. Meanwhile, walls are coming up in the corner for Strab. He's also going to be putting a second TC down. I definitely think players are working out that going for the second TC early is 100% the meta in these FFA games. I think with the exception of having water. So if you've got water, you can definitely stay 1 TC, look to get castle, start picking up relics, get lots of, lancers or palace guards or men at arms out, whatever it is that you want to go for. It always feels really good doing that. But in lieu of that, I think just going for the second TC is going to guarantee that you don't fall behind in the game. I say that from experience. I've played... the game that I played is the Juicy Legacy. I think that was my biggest regret, was not going for that second TC a bit earlier, though, to be fair, I did have Royal Knights on one side and Horsemen on the other, and that's never a fun position to be in. But anyway, we move on. We move forward. Mercenary House now going to be coming up for Payari. We'll check in and see exactly how Corvinus is doing as he continues to add more farms in. Not a whole lot of food here. Keep in mind, those resources to the north are very barren. There's so much land up here, though. This is a perfect to build a base. You want to get a nice late-game base, then that's definitely the spot to be doing it. For the moment, he's going to look to keep the king nice and safe. And meanwhile, on the top side, Qualthalis comes in and looks to force his opponent off these farms. He's already taken out the Meditation Gardens once. There are berries here to be had, though, and the outpost will go down. He needs to defend himself. And I think if I had to put a person down who's going to be taken out next, it's probably going to be Kieran or Payari. I feel like it's only a matter of time until it happens. Just simply because, for Kieran, he's got so many neighbors, right? And we know that Blue's got no other love interests in this game. His only love interest, realistically, is just going to be Red. And because of that, it means that Red's going to have a bit of a tough time, especially because he's getting pressured so much from Qualthalis. A little bit of a love triangle that we've got going on here. Anyway, let's check in over on that west side as the third TC has now come down for Olaf. As I mentioned before, Olaf is a gamer. He is a certified gamer. I don't know what rank he is, but I would suspect being like number, I think 4 or 5 on the FFA ladder. He's probably a Conqueror player, probably towards that top side of the Conqueror ladder as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you told me he's Conqueror 3, because 3 TCs is definitely an advanced strategy to be going for, but he has nailed this. This is perfect placement, perfect English base building right here, double blacksmith on the backside as well, and have a look at this, absolutely no army. He's just preparing. You know what he's going to be doing? He's going to be throwing down a white tower. Where's it going to go down? I reckon it might go down right here. He could throw it down at the top side as well. He's got lots of options. And meanwhile, over on this east side, we do continue to see pressure being put on by Corvinus. Relentless with his pressure. And now a little bit of a horseman raid coming in here from Payari. Hitting one back. Plenty of villagers in the town center. He's going to pop that bell and pop it back out. We see that he's got the... I was going to call it the fortification. The certification? No, it is the... Go on, Drongo. Click it. Press the button. Consecration. I knew it before I even hovered it. I just knew. Darrow. Aging up now. Gonna be throwing down that white tower. Beautiful little spot that he's got here. I would have loved this white tower to be maybe a bit more defensive. Somewhere down here. Look to try and keep that king inside. And I would expect that he moves the king into the white tower. So we'll have to keep an eye out for it. It still sits in the main town center at the moment. But it is obviously a really great landmark to have the king in. Because you're going to get extra damage on those arrow slits. Towards that top side, though. Looks like a single hardened spearman's going to work down a lumber camp that was on the top. Blacksmith, now for Corvinus, also going to be focusing on siege engineering. So I think he might be looking to get rid of his opponent. Oh, we've got a double siege engineering coming in. And can I just compliment right now Payari and his combo that he's going for? By the way, look at this. Look at this. This is absolute insanity. He's on Conscriptio as well. This is the perfect combo to go up against the French or Joan of Arc. It is Spearman, so Lamet and I, and then Horseman. And the reason why is because the Horsemen counter the Archers and the Spearmen counter the Royal Knights. That's essentially it. But have a look at this. We don't see any Royal Knights coming out at the moment. In fact, is that, I thought that's level 3 Joan. It's not level 3 Joan. Jeez. Chiron. What's going on here? There was a little bit of a wall that was coming up, but it looks like it's going to be cancelled. Kieran's going to be putting on... I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, Kieran. He's going to be putting on the pressure, though, and Corvinus is going to find himself in a really tough spot. You know, I said if I think that there's someone who's going to get eliminated next, it's either going to be red or it's going to be purple. Now I'm starting to think, hold on a minute, it could be teal. It could, in fact, be him. But now those archers are going to be pushing forward. A lot of Keshiks here. Doesn't have +1 range armor. Needs to bring these horsemen up. Keep in mind, Joan of Arc's got to hit level 3. Beautiful timing right there. Pops the men at arms immediately. Looks to try and focus down these units. There's so many military building or military units back here, but unfortunately not going to get used. And it just means that, unfortunately, now they're just so easy for the takings. The Keshiks, we didn't wait for them either. We've been stacking them up, and now Corvinus is going to find himself a beautiful little position here. He's focusing down the rams as well. Oh, you hate to see it. For anybody watching this at home, the reason we don't focus down the rams is because the military units are just going to kill us, and they can just build more rams. The villagers are what can kill the rams, though. You just bring some villagers... It's good to see that we've got stone walls on this bottom side here to stop all of the people, or to stop all of the people that are down here. There's so many people down here and so much threat down here. Getting these stone walls up is very crucial. But there we go. Corvinus is going to be able to pick up a little bit of population space for himself there. That's going to take him up to 250 now. Nowhere near that population capacity at this stage of the game, so definitely a little bit more of a late game thing. Zhangnan Tower now going to be coming in for Kieran as well. He's going to look to go into the Song Dynasty. Obviously something we want to do before we transition into the farms. And there's that white tower that will be coming up. He's got 40 villagers on farms. Well, 39 because he's missing one right here, but that's absolutely okay. Well, we've got ourselves quite the game that's beginning to unfold here. Stone walls are starting to come up as well for Olaf. He is looking to secure himself a position in the late game. Meanwhile, over towards this central location, pressure once again put on red here. Payari did indeed go down, but hold your horses, Drongo. You may have called it the first time. Olaf reaches the castle age. Meanwhile, over towards that west corner, we see a third town center being thrown down for Stralby. But now pressure is going to be put on. Keep in mind the town center does have the king inside, and with the longbows this close, if you try and run the king, you will get sniped. You have to be very, very quick about it. You got to get him out the back, and you got to make sure he's got somewhere that he can go. The problem is I don't see it happening. He pops the movement speed. He pops it. Longbow's not focusing. Longbow's only realizing at the last second, not going to be able to get it off. But now the slow movement speed of that king is going to get chased down the... Oh, no. Oh, no. Quanthalis looking to try and secure the kill. Meanwhile, towards that top side, Corvinus is moving in. Run, king! Run! Doesn't happen. And you can see why running that king is so damn dangerous, man. That is not that's not an easy call to make, right? Like, the town center's going down. You got people breaking in. I think you got to get that king out of there a little bit earlier. But it's one of those things that you need the foresight to really have. Unfortunately, Kieran is going to tap out, or not tap out, but be eliminated here. 19 minutes through this game. Corvinus now going to be up against veteran units here. Not only has he got veteran longbows, but the men-at-arms are only early. They're only early. They haven't even been upgraded. Wait, early's like... He doesn't even have the hardened upgrade, right? No, he does have the hardened upgrade. Did he just get the hardened upgrade? No, that's Corvinus. Where's the men-at-arms? Okay, he just got the upgrades then. Because it goes early, then hardened. Look at this, sniping off the men-at-arms with Joan. Able to do plenty of damage through that men-at-arms. Look at that. 360 no-scopes him. And now Corvinus, he's taken out the first player. Quanthalis has taken out one, but he's lost his army. Almost all of it. Now the battering rams are going to start rolling towards Quanthalis. It's been an absolute bloodbath of a game on this top side of the map. Everybody spawning in close together, but I think throughout this, Corvinus has been able to do a lot of damage with his Joan of Arc, and then with the second town center behind this, he's been able to guarantee that his economy stays relevant. Currently sitting on 78 villages. If we compare that right now over to Olaf, Olaf's probably going to be sitting on about 100 to 110, I'm going to guess. 96. So pretty close. But I think what's important to note here is that you're still in the game if you're playing as Corvinus. The difference is you've got a lot of men-at-arms that are coming out now after hitting... I just realized he's hit Castle Age. When did he hit Castle Age? I didn't even call that one out. Where's the landmark? It's the guild hall on the top side. Of course he was Castle Age. We saw the men-at-arms out, but they're quite potent now. And now Quanthalis, I suspect he might be looking to tap out shortly. Will he fight to the end, though? Meanwhile, over on that west side, looks like Strelby is going to be able to clean up the men-at-arms that are coming out from his English opponent. Lots of men-at-arms here. He's just running in with big charges non-stop. Meanwhile, towards that top side, Jones looking to pick off villages here. She does 19 damage a shot. Only that damage is something that the Khan wishes he had. That is a lot of damage that comes out from that hero unit. More archers now going to come in. Couple of battering rams up the rear, just idling out for the moment. And now looking to turn attention towards the town center. The king inside. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Unfortunately, Quanthalis is stuck in an awkward spot. And this looks like it might be the second kill that gets picked up here from Corvinus 1. His second victim of the game. He definitely had eyes on the prize when it came to Kieran, but it was only a matter of time until Quanthalis grew angry enough to take him out. Over towards that west side. The men-at-arm numbers begin to build. A couple of spears going to get thrown in as well. Looks like we have a forward or a defensive keep going to be placed down. And now Joan going to be coming in. I would love to see Joan snipe the king out. Throws the heal off, comes in. You can see focusing down Joan right there. Just how important it is to focus the hero. And Quanthalis definitely knows that in this situation, but doing a really good job to keep himself in this game so far. And I got to commend him. I mean, this is why he's one of the best players in the world. There we go. All the villagers out. King's going to pop as well. He could look to snipe it down with Joan of Arc. Not even going to matter. It's taken out by the archers. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A second kill now going to come through for Corvinus 1. You can call him Corvinus 2 now, because he's got 2 kills. Meanwhile, on the south side, Darrow, he sits there breathing out of his mouth. Doesn't know that his nose does the same thing. Maybe it's blocked. Maybe he's like me. Maybe he's got a deviated naval septum. You know, I always used to think of myself as a mouth breather, and then I realized I had a disability. I don't know if that's a disability. That's probably more of like an injury. When I think of disability, I don't think of that. Yeah, I think of something different when I think of that. You know, deviated nasal septum can make breathing out the nose quite hard. When I was younger, I played basketball. No, I went to this school, and the school basically said, you have to play a sport, Drongo. And I was like, okay, well, what's like the wussiest sport I could play? And I was like, oh, basketball. That seems like it's not too bad. Because the school I went to was a rugby school. And if you're wondering what rugby is, Google like rugby big hits, and then you can probably work out why I wasn't that keen on playing rugby. I actually went to school with a couple of guys who turned out to be pretty good at rugby. Yeah, I gotta be careful because I don't want to dox myself. I don't want you guys to know, oh, this is where I went to school. Though I will be fair. I had a guy from my school message me. And he's like, he said my real name, and he said, "Are you Aussie Drongo?" And I was like, yes, I am. He was like, oh, cool. All right, I like your stuff. There you go. But other than that, it's I haven't been recognized yet. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about, oh yeah, basketball. Anyway, I got elbowed in the nose basketball, deviated nasal septum. Wasn't fun. There you guys go. Men-at-arms together with spearmen going to be holding off against these Royal Knights. Not a whole lot of them here. I'm going to be honest. This is not a happy amount of Royal Knights. And from the perspective of Straub, he's got 3 TC, but what's the economy looking like for him? 91 Vils is not too bad, but the food economy's feeling pretty lackluster here. And I guess I'm comparing him against an English player who's got... How many farms are we talking here, Olaf? We're talking 113 villages. We're talking 51 farms. He's having himself a good time. Keep in mind, he's not yet imperial age, but he's definitely thinking about it at this stage of the game. Villagers coming forward. He's looking to sacrifice them to the gods. He's just brought them out over here. He's like, I want your monastery. I'm gonna do everything I can to get it. Now moving forward with a huge army. Corvinus is just gonna back off though. Remember, Corvinus has done the right thing. He's taken out a lot of players. Oh, Red Palace. He's taken out 2 players so far. He's picked up that population, and now he said it's time to chill. Now it's time to focus on doing me. So does he look to put down more TCs? I hope so. I would hope that he looks to put down maybe a third or even a 4th TC in this situation, and then just focuses on putting up the defenses, plays for the late game. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to outboom your opponent. Even if they've been sitting down here, chilling out, uncontested for the entirety of the game, you're going to be able to outplay them if you've got that extra population space. And now, Olaf begins to push in to his nearest opponent. Ayyubids. It feels like there's not a lot of time left for him. Guildhall's in the back corner. It's sitting on food. Ideally, you'd probably want it on gold when you're stuck in the corner like this, but he's just rolled over the top of him. And now we start to see how these battles begin to unfold in the late game. At the moment, there are 4 players on this field still, but shortly it will be 3. Let's check in and see how Corvinus is doing over on that top side of the map. King is starting to make a run for it. The Red Palace will keep the king safe for a long time. One of the things I'd love to see Corvinus do is just get that nice little stone wall around the king's palace that just guarantees he's not going to get sniped, because there is nothing worse than sending out your army to go and attack and then finding that your opponent is looking to snipe you. Maybe find a cheeky little way into the backside. But we've got ourselves a little bit of blue-on-blue action. Meanwhile, over on the west side, the king is going to be going down. We'll keep an eye out on it as he does make it into the town center. Meanwhile, we'll focus on that big battle that's unfolding. Keep in mind, we've got Imperial Age Corvinus 1 up against Castle Age Darrow here. Even though Darrow's had all the space and plenty of base, he's not going to be able to find Imperial Age just yet. Meanwhile, that king, it's going to be going down. Olaf going to be thankful that he picks up an extra 50 population here. There it goes as the king gets taken out by a mangonel shot to the face. And Ayyubids goes down as our 4th place player today. Just remember, you don't get any points for coming 4th. You only get points for coming 1st. Darrow absolutely running over the top of Corvinus 1. And undoubtedly at this point, these 2 players realize the big threat in this game, it's Corvinus 1. He's taken out 2 players already this game. He's Imperial Age. He's playing Joan of Arc, which is pretty damn good. I kind of feel like this civilization, Joan of Arc, might actually be S tier in free-for-all. And I want to explain why that is. First and foremost, Joan of Arc is very oppressive in the early game. You don't have to invest anything into Joan of Arc, and you can be very, very annoying with her. You can look to go into the Archer, or you can look to go into the Woman at Arms. She's incredibly strong from that perspective. On top of that, when it comes to the late game, there's a lot going on for her. As an example, she's got Valorous Inspiration, which is going to buff up the attack speed of all units within 4 tiles for 20 seconds. That's a huge amount of buff. When you're talking about hand cannoneers or arbaletriers, not to mention the fact that arbaletriers are incredibly good just because they're very gold efficient units, right? They're crossbows, but they're much better than crossbows. So I think that being able to have access to the arbaletrier, which is just an incredible unit in general, not to mention just, you know, the fact that the ones with JD are also really good. Okay, I changed my mind. He's not Conqueror. Probably like Bronze 3 here, Olaf. I'm not gonna cite the macro police. We are playing a free-for-all game, and you know that's outside of their jurisdiction, of course. That's governed by the FIA, the Free-for-all Independent Association. That doesn't work. Free-for-all independent. The FIP, the FFAIP, the Free-for-all International Police. What's that one? Interpol, International Police. Yeah, it's under the Interpol jurisdiction. Yeah. So we can't issue citations for that. Imperial Age now going to be coming through for Olaf, expecting that he's going to be looking to throw down that very important landmark, the Berkshire. There it goes. Berkshire now going to be put down. King will be shortly inside the Berkshire. I'd love to see, this is where I differ of opinions. This Berkshire right here, stonewall, stonewall, stonewall. Because when you put it here, now all of a sudden, if units come in, you have to run the king. You have to respect it. Even though the Berkshire is amazing, even though the Berkshire is my hero and my best friend, my relationship, my friendship with Berkshire ends the moment enemy units start attacking it. So you want to try and limit that as much as possible. But now towards the south side, arbitrary numbers are beginning to build here. Yeah, I really like Joan of Arc, so I'm thinking maybe I might even play her. Just really nice from an aggressive standpoint. Early on, you can secure a lot of space, you can make a lot of space, and then you can go 2 TC without really investing anything, right? Like, you don't have to go into Royal Knights, you don't have to do any archer or you know, any horseman shenanigans. Just Joan Joan is really just enough by herself. Darrow now reaches Imperial Age. All 3 players now in the Imperial Age. King yet to move from the White Tower into the Berkshire. But the numbers are looking very good here for Olaf. He's maxed out 200 population. Upgrades are on the way through. We're going to have greased axles, lightweight beams, and enclosures coming through. Expect to see elite men-at-arms on the way shortly for him. Stone walls are coming up. I'd love to see court architects as well, just to get a little bit more health. And now we've got ourselves that fight unfolding on the bottom side. Arbitrary, they're going to be able to deal plenty of damage on the backside. Meanwhile, the horsemen are going to tank it up. We've got another Berkshire that's come through for Darrow, beautifully positioned, raining down English justice into the center of the map. Elite crossbows are going to try and focus down Joan. Might be able to find it. She's sitting on 17 health. She lives. She heals herself back up to 162. Arbitrary now cleaning this all up. Keep in mind the cannon is still somewhere back here. There she is, hiding. We'll be able to focus down this keep. Slow and steady, methodical. That's the kind of push we need, but have a look at this. More vills towards the top side. It looks like outposts are going to be coming up for Olaf. We're right on board with him as he knows where the kings are. He's located the Red Palace. He knows the kings in the town center of the enemy. It's obviously been a bit of a while since he's actually, is it in the town center? It might still be in the town. It's in the town center. Still in the TC. All right. Hasn't moved it to a Berkshire yet. But to be fair, I probably wouldn't move it to this Berkshire either. It's a bit far away. Elite upgrades now starting to come through for Olaf. And I think he may have decided that his target is going to be Corvinus 1. Look at the way he's... Is he going for a snipe? I think he is. The king's up towards his top side. Now, remember, one of the things you've got to be really careful of with your king is leaving him nowhere to run. So one of the things that I would love to see from Corvinus right now is putting down like a big... like a stone wall alleyway along this edge. It's more of an advanced technique. You don't have to. But it's definitely a good idea. Olaf now pushing up to the edge here. Meanwhile, towards the bottom side, have a look at this. I don't think he's aware. We're right on board. Yeah, it's very hard to see. It's a keep that's coming up. He's got no idea what's happening. A couple of villages behind enemy lines as well, because we're going to call this pretty much no man's land at this stage of the game. He's going to continue with that push. He's going to look to try and focus down the Berkshire, and now he hears the attack siren. It's a battering ram. It's a keep. It is an all-out attack. He's going to throw down stone walls as quickly as he can in response to this. He knows he needs to get them up now. Mangonel's on the back. He has realized immediately that this needs respect, but still he continues on his rampage towards the south side. He'll spot out the stone walls. Does that allow him, or does that make him want to question his decision-making? Does that make him think, okay, maybe we could look to try and get some more units up here? Doesn't look like it for now. The cannon still fires off. Where's Joan of Arc? I don't even see her. I don't hear her. I don't smell her. There she is. She's moving to the top side. He knows how important it is to get her up here. Meanwhile, Olaf makes his way through. There's a lot of men-at-arms. There's 125 men-at-arms now coming out. This is a huge amount of men-at-arms. No elite army tactics just yet for Olaf. He's only recently aged up, so we need to see that university from him. Doesn't look like it's up just yet. I take it back. There it is. Elite army tactics. It's going to take 90 seconds to come out. Would be very, very nice to have, but of course... Men-at-arms might be realizing they could just go around if they wanted to. You can see that Corvinus is just rallying up towards his top side. We've got more layers of defense coming in right now for Corvinus. But the first has been broken. The second one is now broken. The third one is being built as we talk, as we actively speak, as we get our words out of our mouth. Men-at-arms towards the backside. Joan of Arc is here. And now holding on for dear life. This is going to be tough. King is already on the run. He knows he's under threat. Now, this is exactly where Olaf... Oh, he spots the king. He spotted the king. He saw the king right then. Joan of Arc went down. He saw the king. Does he have access to the special ability? I don't think he's used it just yet. We'll keep an eye on it. Arbitrary looking to cover. I don't think he spotted out that king. Now he knows the Red Palace has got nothing inside it. So now he's looking. Where's the king at? Where's the king at? He's got to be around here somewhere. We know where he is. He's just over here. I'd love... There he is. He spots the king, and immediately he looks to just go after the king. No, standing still, having a little bit of a mire. All right, now we go. There he goes. All right, Corvinus won. It's been an absolute beautiful game here, my friend, but the end of the road is upon you, my friend. It is only a matter of time until the men-at-arms get so absolutely mad. And, you know, coming in as the favorite... Quick wall, hold your horses. Quick wall, men-at-arms looking to try and chase. Wall-a-low, 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 no, Olaf, run away. He does it. He pulls off an incredible wall-a-low, saves the king, turns the battle, guarantees that now he is not going to be going out of this game. The men-at-arm tide has been turned against the English player, and now Corvinus won. Walks up. Hold on. Okay, there we go. We're cool. We're fine. We're okay. Wow. We just witnessed FFA history's own. He just knocks himself out. He's like, I can't do it anymore, guys. I'm sorry. The king is on the ground. He lost that many units in a walla-lol. He left. And I gotta respect that. I would have done the same thing. Wow. He was just about to die. How do you have the foresight to do that? How do you just think to yourself, like, have you just got these monasteries just strategically placed? Like, okay, just in case the good guy over towards my west side decides to attack me, then I'm gonna keep my... It just blows my mind, dude. It blows my mind. This guy, there is a reason why this guy is rank 1 on the ladder. You have just seen it. This guy is incredible. I got no words, man. I got no words. And now, one-on-one in the late game, he's going to have 100 extra population over his opponent. Keep in mind, Darrow down here had a beautiful little spawn, but unfortunately didn't find many kills in the mid-game. And that's going to mean that for the late game, he doesn't have much to offer in the way of population space. Currently, Corvinus sits on 233 of a potential 300. Still yet to get those extra 4 houses down just yet, but we're right on board with Darrow and see how he's doing. Yeah, the economy's not going too well for him down here. 127 villagers. I don't know what they've been up to. Has he got his upgrades in? He's got all of his upgrades in, so the food economy's definitely kicking. I guess he's just been pumping food non-stop, and he's really struggling here. You can see him rallying towards the front, but there's so many units out from Corvinus here. How much has he got? He's got 102 military. It's an insane amount of population. Jones coming up the rear, and I tell you what, watching Corvinus play as Joan of Arc really makes me think this civilization may be actually S tier, maybe even S plus tier, just because of the space it buys you in the early game. The fact that you've got Joan running around, just being annoying, being a nuisance, it gives you that space to get the second town center up. From there, you go into your archers, you go into your royal knights. You can spend a long time in feudal age. You really don't mind it. Ideally, you want to age up with that guild hall, get extra resources throughout the game, a very strong landmark in free-for-all. And then from there, you're living your best life, really. So I think Joan of Arc may be that underrated civilization we were talking about. When we did that emergency tier list, I said there's going to be a civilization in here that we don't know about. Is it the Japanese? I thought it might be. But I think it might actually be Joan of Arc. She's incredibly strong. This is absolutely absurd watching how I mean, we should also appreciate the strength of the player that we're watching. You know, currently rank 1 on the leaderboards for the FFAQ. This guy, as I said, 87% win rate. He's winning a lot of games. He is winning a lot of games, and you can see why. Even amongst 1, 2, 3, 4 players, 5 actually, because was it 5? No, 4. 4 players here. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then him. So there's 5 players up there. So being one of 5 players, he still manages to get out. He was smack bang in the middle of them all, and he manages to get out alive. And not only get out alive, but manages to get out and win. It was a close call, I'm going to say that much. Very much his win rate could have dropped from 87% this game to, you know, 82% or something like that, but it does not seem like it will be the case. The king inside the landmark town center, the final destination here for Corvinus 1. The Bombards now looking to focus it down. He knows that once the king is out, it's only going to be a matter of time until that game is over. So he looks to focus down the town center. The Bombards on the back, and it's not going to matter. Ladies and gentlemen, your victor today, Corvinus 1. Link will be in the description of where you can go watch him live over on Twitch. He's probably streaming like right now. He has played an incredible amount of FFA games. So go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description, and of course, I will catch you guys in the next one. That was an insane game.